Hello, Dawn here from Cyprus again. I first must always apologise that I'm always in the middle of gardening. I get up very early, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and get all my gardening done. So I'm always a right mess by the time I get round to doing some videos. But anyway, a different sort of video today. I have my papers with me so I can read out some questions. That there's a site on YouTube called InYa Homestead run by Josh. I'll put a link below for you. He's from Australia and he's actually forming a little community of homesteaders and frugal life people in Australia. And he actually, to encourage them to set up their channels or to get some videos out there, he set them 10 questions to answer about either their frugal living or their homesteads. So I thought it'd be rather fun if I answered the questions as well. And I'm going to do another video getting my husband to answer the questions so you can see how we agree or have different ideas. So the first question he asked them was, what got you into homesteading? Well, I don't want to go into it too much, but I had a very serious brain injury, and as you can tell, my speech isn't always good, or I say the wrong words, but I thought vlogging was a good way to help me get over some of my problems and hear for myself how I speak. Anyway, because of that, I lived in England and I wouldn't really be able to work properly anymore. I wouldn't know when I could work and when I couldn't work. I have good times, bad times, a lot of things I can't do, and that was when I decided I needed a whole new lifestyle and a completely different country from the chaos that was beginning to already show itself in England, and I wanted a more traditional, laid-back life. And so that was the start of my journey coming to Cyprus. I have actually got videos all about that, how we came and things like that, my wedding and setting up here and how we transformed the home, so look up that on this channel. Question 2, Josh asked, what is something you want to add to your homestead in 2020? Well, we're doing lots of different projects. We tend to run lots of different projects all at the same time. The reason being for this is, one, we don't get bored doing one job if it's hard work. And also because weather-wise, there's certain jobs that can be done at certain times. We also have workaways come here and help us, and there's some parts of jobs that they could do and other parts of the jobs that we need to do ourselves, so we have to do that. What we are looking to add, at the moment we're finishing off converting an old derelict donkey stable into Airbnb accommodation, a second Airbnb accommodation, and we're also collecting wine bottles and other bottles, and we're going to build a nomadic bunkhouse which will be made completely one wall or maybe two of the glass bottles. And we're also thinking it could actually be a little area where we could use almost like a greenhouse effect for over winter for some plants. We're also looking into adding a wind turbine in the very near future, and also upgrading our batteries and adding solar panels, because as I say, we have workaways come, and also we're going to have more Airbnb accommodation. But I would say the wind turbine is something that my husband Mike is really keen to get going, because we do have some winds in some season. So question 3, Josh asked, what is the most difficult lesson you've learnt from homesteading? Difficult lesson. I wouldn't say it's a difficult lesson so much as you realise how much you have to be at home, and it's not a case of go away for a week at a time. Particularly in the hot climate in Cyprus, we need to water literally every day, apart from if it's really rainy, but then there's other things to take care of. This is one reason we decided initially not to have dogs, because we thought we'd have to keep coming back and feed the dogs. And we have cats, 2 cats, which can fend for themselves for a couple of days if we did go away for a weekend. We actually don't have passports anymore because I can't fly. They did say one more trip on a plane and that would be it for me, because I need emergency care that couldn't be provided on a plane. So we said if we moved to Cyprus, that was it. I was stuck here, if you like, but I'm very happy I made the right choice. So people need to come and see me. So if we do go away, it can't be for any more than a couple of days. But there's so much here and I love it here. We put a pool in here especially so we didn't have to go anywhere if we didn't want to. And I feel a little bit like Heidi. I don't want to leave the mountain and my beautiful home. So that's the answer to that question. The watering, how much you would have to keep on top of watering every day. Even though we have watering systems, it doesn't work for everything. So, number 4, what's your favourite chore on the homestead? My favourite chore? Well, obviously picking all the vegetables and fruit. That's got to be the end product of everything I do. So I do enjoy, Mike says, oh, have you got any tomatoes? Or, oh, let's have a salad, and going out picking the ripe fruit and vegetables. I love that. That is the whole thing. Number 5, what is your favourite thing to grow? Anything that's fast growing. I see the results quickly. Tomatoes are pretty simple to grow. That's obviously a good thing to start with for people. I don't know, I do like the fruit trees, particularly the apricot trees. They don't take any work at all. I would say that they don't really have pests. Just don't let them drop or you get ants on them. Let's say that then. Let's say apricots, because they don't need any work. They're delicious fruit, but unfortunately a very short season. Number 6, what do you love most about the homesteading community? Well, we're very rural here and the only neighbours we really have are goat farmers. But I must say it's the system I like. It's not bartering per se, but if anyone's got something, they'll always give it to somebody else. If you need help, you just ask. Nobody likes to ask, but we all know we'll do it in return. So one of my neighbours here, she actually comes and takes all our carobs because we don't use the carobs, and she feeds her animals with the carobs. And then sometimes we'll find some wine on our doorstep, or she invites us up for a meal. So that is the best thing. Just pass on everything you can, and as Josh says, share seeds and those kind of things. We don't really share seeds because we all grow the same sort of things, so we don't do that. But if anyone's got spare fruit or anything, or milk we get, and cheese from the goat farmers sometimes, or a chicken. So there you go. Number 7, what's your favourite meal to cook? Well, I would say it's got to be cake, because Mike just loves cake. It's his favourite thing in the whole world, and he's quite happy with just a simple sponge cake with nothing added, so it keeps the cost down for us, and he loves to lick the bowl out on the spoon with the mix. So for me, that gives me pleasure that he enjoys that, and it's very quick and easy to do. I have got a video on the most simplest, cheapest cake to make, so look out for that. Also crumbles, he loves my crumbles. I use the apricots for that, and any other fruit I just make crumbles, so desserts and cakes if you like. Number 8, what's your favourite holiday? Well, here we have not just your Christmas, Easter, those kind of things. Easter here is bigger than Christmas, but if you can say any festival or celebration that you have in your country, I would say it's got to be the wine festival in Cyprus. It's every year, it goes on for I think a couple of weeks, and you just pay to go in. I've done a video on this, so it's got all the prices. It's really cheap to get in, and I'll tell you, get a bottle of wine in return for your ticket and other things. Look up the video, it's very interesting. Okay, so number 9, is your homestead where you intend to stay permanently? Well, I've answered that. I have no choice, but this is it. We looked at every country in the world when we were looking to move somewhere else. And again, I've spoken a bit about this in other videos. So yes, we are both here. And I know Mike won't answer differently, but wouldn't that be funny if we had answered differently for this question? Okay, so last one, number 10. What homestead channels do you follow and enjoy watching and learning from? Well, In Your Yard Homestead, Josh, hi. Thanks for all your communication. Josh does actually seem to answer to everybody, which I intend to do unless it's a bot. Then I do try and answer to everybody. I jump around different sites because I might be looking something up, or I look more at something I'm interested in, like the frugal side of things or that kind of thing. So I wouldn't say I stick to any particular channels. I more look each time what they've posted and see if that's of interest. What I do like to watch, it's actually on English TV, but I'm pretty sure you can get it on other medias around the world. It's a guy called Ben Frugal, who's English, and he actually did a program, I think it's called Life in the Wild or Living in the Wild, something like this, and he actually goes out to people who've set up, if you like, either frugal living or a weird way of living or living totally off grid, and he sees in different countries what they've done. That's very interesting to watch because I like people who've set up in a new country as well. So check that out if you can. The name is Ben Frugal. I think if you Google him, it should come up. Oh, that's it. What homestead channels do you follow, enjoy watching and learning from? So yes, as I say, I like to look at people in different countries, just how people live and things there. So thanks for those, Josh. As I say, I've got Josh's channel link. I'll try and remember to put in the bottom. But what I thought, Josh, if you're listening, is I would give 10 questions now. Perhaps you could share with your community and anybody else who does homesteading or frugal or permaculture, anything like this. See if you could answer my questions, and I'll do a video answering my own questions as well. So my questions for you are, number 1, how long have you been homesteading and or living a frugal life? Question 2, what country are you from and where are you now? Plus, why did you choose the location where you are now? Question 3, if you could only grow one fruit and one vegetable, what would they be and why? Question 4, give your one best tip for living a frugal life. Question 5, give your one best tip for homestead living. Try with these to do something people might not think of. Number 6, tell us something about you that we would never have guessed. Question 7, what did you do before this style of living? Your job, your background, previous lifestyle. Number 8, tell us about your style of growing methods and why you use that method for growing crops. Number 9, list the main crops, trees and produce you grow and tell us something you don't currently grow but would love to try growing. Number 10, give us any links to find out more about you and your homestead or frugal living and links to anything you sell. And tell us why your channel is unique. So, all the very best, guys. Until next time, look out for my other videos I've spoken about. Until then, Meraki.